Hi creative friends, this is Saraya and thank you so much for being here. So you guys, I really do want to apologize for my past few videos. Things have been all over the place. Like I rewatched my video from a couple of days ago and I'm still in like two minds. Like, should I delete it? Should I keep it? Because it is so really just, oh my God, I really have no idea what was going on with the camera angle, you guys. It's too close up to my spread, and I think what happened is I was trying to push the camera up before I turned it on because I was working on a newsprint and the pad is quite large, but I think instead I did the opposite and I made it too close to the substrate, and it's just really, it was really uncomfortable for me to watch. And the only reason I even posted it to begin with is because I talk about how I started actually like verbally conversing with my spread, which is different than what I have been doing thus far because I've been working in my studio log over here and writing things out. So I thought, you know, this is like valuable information. And then another thing that happened is, you know, I couldn't find my charger for my microphone, so the sound isn't that great, and then my video cut off, and I'm really sorry, you guys. I am trying to get my stuff together because my studio is just an absolute raving mess, and it's mostly clean now, so hopefully we will be able to proceed in in the usual fashion. So please accept my humble apologies. This video is going to be kind of a mishmash of things, and this is a kind of a drawing slash sketch, I guess. I'm also using a little bit of paint, but not a whole lot. I'm using more my Stabilo, I think they're called Stabilo fat pencils, but I could be wrong. And I'm not using any ink. I used a little bit of my titanium white, but I did not use any water. I mean, I was using it in pastel, and then I used a lot of dry media. So I used my Posca markers, I used my my Stabilos, and maybe a few other kind of things. I don't even know what they are, but you know, just dry media, right? And what I am finding is that me working in the newsprint in combination, I think, with Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine class, which I am doing, it's really allowing like new ways of me working. But by the same token, I also think it's like just the period I'm at in my life right now and where I am on my art journey. Because if I had to, like, you know, say 4 years ago, I was doing Connie Solera's Painting the Feminine class. I was doing it, you know, but I was not like at this place where I'm at right now, where I just want to really kind of delve deeper into layers and layers of the collective unconscious and things like that. And I think a part of it is just where I'm at in my life right now, like I mentioned, in my art journey. Also me looking at the work of Jung in a very new way, you know, listening to Dr. SD's, and getting like so much more, because each time I listen to her I just get more and more stuff. And also I've, you know, been working, I'm at the tail end of me working in my Healing Ancestral Trauma art journal. So I think all of those things together is just kind of making me look at things in different ways, right? So I really love this because it's very just like, I think it conveys a mood, you know. It's just like, I don't know, it's just different than what I normally do. And this over here, you guys, is supposed to be a hand. I don't know if it reads as such, but it's supposed to be like she's sitting, you know, this is her figure and she's sitting there and she's got her hand like kind of like so. And I have a hand model and I was like kind of sketching from it, but hands are really difficult for me to draw. It requires a lot of skill and drawing and time and patience, and yeah, it is very, it is difficult. So I don't know even if that reads as a hand, but I just love her kind of moodiness, right? So basically what I mentioned in my past few videos is now this is the newsprint, right? These are the newsprint you know, pieces I was doing. This was the monochromatic one. This was my true monochromatic piece, I think. And basically what I'm doing now is I am talking to my art verbally, and then I'm also writing about it in my studio log. So I'm doing both, and it's just giving me so much information. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at these exercises. Like, yes, it's helping me strengthen my visual language, of course. I made a video like 3 or 4 videos ago, the importance of doing exercises. They are such a valuable tool for us to just, you know, gain skills and how to use those skills. So skills, application, you know, strengthening your visual language, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So exercises are a great tool, and without the pressure of, oh, I have to finish a piece, right? But now what I'm also doing is I am using this exercise, because that's what this is. I'm using this exercise to dive deeper into my art, into my visual language. And by me speaking to it, and I do remember Connie talking about this when I went to Oaxaca. This was like 10 years ago when I was first introduced to the studio log. She talks to her paintings like verbally, right? And at the time it seemed like really an intimidating thing for me to do. And I'm like a writer. So I said, you know, the easiest door for me to do it consistently and be comfortable doing it and not be overwhelmed by it is to write. So I started writing in my, you know, studio log. And it really helped strengthen my visual language, and I've developed a practice of doing it. Now, though, 10 years later, I am actually talking to my paintings, and there is a different level, you guys, not like better or worse, or, you know, this is more advanced, or nothing like that. It's not a comparison thing at all. They are just different ways of working, different doors, if you will. You know, maybe they lead to the same place, maybe they lead to somewhere slightly different, maybe they're just taking you on a slightly different path and you end up in the same place anyways, whatever. My point is, what I'm discovering is me, like, just speaking out loud to my painting is a different experience than me writing about it. Okay, it's giving me a more visceral feeling. It's giving me a deeper understanding. It's building more connection, more kind of like intimacy, more depth, more knowledge, more layers, if you will. Okay, so I'm just sharing what I'm experiencing, which doesn't mean anybody else has to work this way, or, you know, that everybody will experience the same thing, right? And this is all fairly new to me because, like I said, I've been writing about it. So what I'm realizing is that by me talking to the piece, and now I'm also still writing in my studio log, but it's just a different way of working. And I will speak more about that later. Like I said, it's fairly new. So, you know, it's something that I'm still like kind of trying to kind of you know, put it in a cohesive way of understanding even to myself, right? So I'm just going to move that off, and I just wanted to briefly talk about this book over here. It's called The Paper Playhouse, and it's actually for kids. It's like these super cool projects, and I bought it for my daughter when she was about, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever. And we used to make like so many of these projects. I think we might have even made like all the projects. They're so cute. And I found these little things that she had cut out. This is from scrapbooking paper, I think. And so if you can see, this is a whale, and she had cut out like that's a whale, and, you know, this looks like an octopus and another fishy sharky thing. So I just found it, and it just, oh, I was just like, oh, I miss those days, right? See that she's just doing, so she's just doing what, you know, the exercise is. But anyways, the reason why it's so important to open ourselves up to inspiration wherever you may find it is because, first of all, it puts us in a state of play, right? Like, how cute is this? It's just a box that you can turn into a cottage or a playhouse. Like, if you have a kid who's like 2, this, or 3, this would be like freaking amazing. Or even like you know, an older child, right? I think it's amazing, and I'm an adult, right? So the reason why it's so important for us to kind of open ourselves to all different sorts of working is because it puts us in a state of play in beginner's mind. It opens us up to inspiration, like wherever we may find it, whether we're on a walk, whether we are in nature and we love the shape or the color or the texture of a leaf, or whether it's over here. Like, look at this. Is this not like super adorable? Like, oh my freaking goodness, okay? Like, this is just taking a box and you're turning it into a dreamy modern dollhouse. Like, oh my god, you guys, look at this freaking ridiculous beauty here. So, and it's just like, you know, a box and some scrapbooking paper, some glue, some scissors, that's it, you know. And this book is called The Paper Playhouse, and it's awesome art projects for kids using paper, boxes, and books. And it's by Katrina Rodabog, Rodabaugh. But it's really important, you guys, to just do different exercises. Now, I'm not a very crafty person, I have to admit. So doing something like this, I would not do that. I can just tell you right now. I love it, but I think it's a paper rose, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure. That might be a picture of a real rose, or I don't know if it's a paper rose. I'm not sure. But anyways, like, I'm not a crafty person, okay? I can only do some crafts. I'm not like a super crafty person. But my daughter, on the other hand, is artsy and she's crafty, right? But look at this. Look how beautiful this is for getting some design inspiration for patterns, right? Like, look at that, you guys. Just so much inspiration at your fingertips, right? So I just wanted to share this because I think it's important to not get too caught up in, you know, just, oh, I'm only gonna, you know, use these kinds of books, and I'm only gonna do these kinds of exercises, and I'm only gonna, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, open yourself up to being silly and playful and fun, and get in that mindset of being like 5 years old. That is the best, you guys. That's where inspiration and creativity and new fresh ideas and taking things that you wouldn't normally combine, and you combine them in like new unexpected ways, and you know, it puts you in a flow state. It's just the best thing. And I really do miss these days of working with my daughter, because besides the fact that, you know, we were in our own little world, you know, building and making and just doing all sorts of things, it's also like it filtered down into my art and into my creative process, right? And actually, Mady Rose McDonald, I don't know how you say her last name, but Mady Rose, I follow her on Instagram, and I love her stuff. It's so whimsical. It's so, it's just, I love it. I love the design element, the patterns, the whimsy. I love it. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this video is, has been helpful and inspiring, and please, excuse my past videos. I did the best I could. Everything was a mess, and now I'm getting back on track. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.